This is how we start the show laughing, just cracking up. That is hilarious. Hey, I can't even
It's
get it
true.
out. So, hey, y'all, welcome to another episode of NeNe and Nights. It's your girl, NeNe, and I have some special guests with me tonight. I'm so excited.
Woo.
So, Bree, introduce yourself.
I am Renee, owner of Love, Sex, and Magic Co. I am also a sex positive sex advocate and a BDSM and kink advocate as well. If you want to check out my website, it's down right now, so don't. But you can definitely follow me on Instagram. I can't take any more orders, y'all. I got 51 wholesale and retail orders just sitting right now because I don't have what I need to fulfill them. But
Well, that's a
definitely
dope
follow
problem.
me. Right, this is a good problem to have. But follow me on Instagram. It is at Love, Sex, and Magic Co. All lowercase. Everything is spelled out correctly. Don't come for me because y'all can't spell. And I'm gonna pass it over to Desharel.
Hi, everyone. I'm Desharel Moore, certified sexpert and creator of More Detox. I'm also the host of the All White Experience. And my tags are More Detox on everything YouTube, Twitter, more underscore D underscore talk. And I also have the Facebook group, More Detox. So that's where you'll
And
find me.
just in case y'all needed to know, more is spelled Moore.
Yes, two O's. I'm sorry.
She
And look,
knows.
sometimes I use my last name when I'm spelling out regular more. Yeah,
Listen, you made it a brand. So listen, I
absolutely.
understand.
That's
Mhm.
why I do it.
The more detox is really clever. It's really clever to the more detox. If
Absolutely.
y'all
We
didn't
play a
catch
lot
it
with the
yet,
D.
if y'all ain't catch it yet, more detox. Catch it. I need y'all to catch it. Okay, so listen. Tonight's episode, what I really want to talk about, just to start off 2022, is sex in the Black community. And the reason that I chose this topic was because I feel like the Black community has came a long way when it comes to sex, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we have a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I specifically chose the Black community because if it's not obvious, I'm a part of it. I just want
You're
y'all to
black? Look,
Wow, didn't know.
I just wanted to, just in case we had any misunderstanding, I just wanted to be clear why I chose this community because it's a community that I live in,
yeah.
community that I work in, and being a sexpert, I've heard a lot, seen a lot, and it's just like, it's just amazing where, some of us are still stuck in like 19 something ish that ain't here. Some of us are
Well,
still there. Some of us still are old ways, and it's fine. But I guess the problem is that you're stuck in it. Don't judge someone else who's not stuck in it. Is
Mhm.
where I
yeah.
want the
Mhm.
disconnect to stop because
And it's learned behavior. It's almost like you know how you learn. A lot of people go to the same churches and have the same religion that their parents and their grandparents taught them. They don't even know why they go to church. They don't even know, but because
Mhm.
it was taught to do it, they just do it. And so I think a lot of
Yeah.
that happens with sex. You talk not to talk about it for real. So you don't really learn to talk about it. And then when you find somebody who do talk about it freely, it's you too free. You too uh
Mhm.
you're not a slut or a hoe, but you definitely are in the category of, you needed some stricter rules set in your household in,
Mhm.
in comparison to, you know.
no, definitely, and I think, and sometimes as a female, if you talk about it too much, you might be considered a hoe, and it's like.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, I was just talking about sex. I ain't even have it yet. But I
Yeah,
mean,
my dream is to sell sex. That is my true goal, is to be a madam. And so how does it look for somebody who loves God so much? I mean, because I'm one of his favorites, but then I want to help people who want to sell sex, who wants to help me sell sex. How does that look? That looks
and
weird.
I tell people all the time that, and this is true. God knew what I was gonna be before I got
Oh my
here.
gosh, for
He knew
sure.
I was
Mhm.
coming. He made me this way. So in hindsight, he's okay with it. He knew he seen it
Yeah.
coming. He was like, I'm going. she's gonna grow up and she's gonna talk about sex.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it.
He knew exactly what he was creating with his kids. And then I just be thinking, the reason I use that too is because a lot of times people try to use religion to compare or minimize, or just the way they try to set, like, downgrade the sex topic. Like, it's not appropriate for us to discuss because it's not Christ like or something like that. So I fight it all the time where, listen, I know God loves me. We got our own little relationship going on. So whatever you think, you can think, but how are you Christ like and judge me at the same time? That don't even sound right.
Mhm.
Whew.
But the black people
Mhm.
got their own set of rules in our community that nobody lives off of except the black community.
And
Backwards sometimes.
listen, you said a mouthful because that be the one right there, the one where it's you're not Christ like, I'm judging you, but I'm Christ like,
Hmm.
and but I'm still gonna judge you though.
Yeah.
Even though I follow the Bible, but I'm gonna judge you.
Yeah.
That judgment thing right there, I can't get with it. And then it's crazy when you say stuff about the Bible, how they always throw in. It seems like a lot of people, and I always ask them this. A lot of people throw up, being homosexual is a sin, blah blah blah. But I'm like, was you married when you had your child? And they be like, no. Oh, okay. So you had sex
Yeah.
before you got married? Oh, okay. So you know
You
that.
eat shellfish? You eat pork?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You work on Sundays?
If we list
Like,
the sins, you'll qualify somewhere in one of these sins.
Exactly.
mhm.
So listen, I ain't. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. If it's sinning, I'm having fun doing it. God understands me right now. Listen, I'm having fun. I joke a lot and I say, "Was it premarital sex if I don't plan on getting married?" Because technically, is it premarital if I don't get married? It's technically not premarital. I joke about all the time, but I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I'm having fun
And
sinning. I'm sorry. I'm having fun sinning. It's
and since
amazing.
I've even gotten further in this career, um, you find that you stop judging a whole lot. I don't even know.
Mhm.
Like, I stopped judging on stuff that I used to judge about. I've not ever judged about sex, so that's why it's so natural, right? Because whoever you want to have sex with, if it feel good, I love that. But since being in this community, working with people, learning people, it has definitely made me like chill out on, just because you never know where people come from. You just never know their walks of life to understand why they are where they are, why their behaviors are their behaviors. Um, and I mean, we don't want everybody alike because that would be a weak world, like boring. You get what I'm saying? Our differences is what make us dope.
Definitely, definitely, and I feel like that's one of the things that we haven't. I feel like we've came far, and I feel like it's our generation though that has we've pushed the envelope when it comes to sex,
Hmm.
and we're pushing the generation under us is pushing even harder. They're
Yeah.
pushing the envelope when it comes to sex, and I love it. I love that we are testing people and that we're standing up for what we believe in when it comes to this sex world.
Do
I
you
enjoy
think?
it because being in the world you do see a lot more, so you're used to a lot more, whereas other people are like, what, you're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying, like, so most definitely
Do you
I'm,
think
I'm
the LGBT community has helped with that? Because
Brie, I'm gonna let you
that group is such a united group that they have helped other groups of people be in their truth. You get what I'm saying? Like, the way that they support one another, and I know that they have their own things going on, in their own communities, but for the most part, the way that they have stood with each other, it seems like that they've helped progress sexuality, period, in some kind of way. Do you think it?
No.
You
No.
don't?
Okay. Okay.
Well, I'm glad that you can
um,
speak from that to let me know why don't you
so
think that.
I agree with to a certain extent, but what tends to happen in the alphabet mafia, as I like to call it, is that people of color, particularly Black people and Latino people, end up kind of on the getting the short end of the stick, so to speak. If you really look back into it, like Stonewall, that was started by a Black trans woman. But now, who is benefiting the most from all of the progress that these communities are making? It is
Hmm.
normally cisgender white men.
Yeah.
So the white gays are kind of always at the forefront of
Yeah.
things, or at least on the benefit receiving end of these things. Whereas it's normally the people of color that are on the front lines of the marches, on the front lines of, Black trans people are most likely to be killed.
Hmm.
So I agree that there have been hella strides made, but particularly for the Black and Latino communities, we're still behind.
Okay.
And a part of that is on us as Black people and Latino people because of all the tabooness and, queer phobia and, other stuff that kind of played into that, which all of it's not in our control. But the fact that we should be able to change it and we haven't, I think that speaks volumes.
It
So,
does, because it looks like our community is not in support of our race in that community like the white people are. You get what I'm saying? So
mhm,
you'll have this white mother who knows she doesn't agree, but she's going to support her son. So you have a family who's going to support that march before a
right,
Black mother say, "No, I ain't coming."
right,
I love you and you are my son, but I'm not coming to that march.
right.
I don't agree with that.
Or you
I
have
mean,
family members that refuse to accept that you're non-binary, or that you identify as a different gender, or that you're
Mhm.
trans, or that you're
Mhm.
gay, or that you're bi. And
Mhm.
then even within the LGBTQ community, trans people up until recently, and then bi and pan people are looked at as the second class citizens. Nobody takes bi people seriously because they're confused. They don't know what they want, when
Yeah.
really they want either or. They
Yeah.
want both.
Yeah.
And then even taking that even further, a lot of like lesbians and gay people won't date bi people because they think that since the person likes both, they're never going to be enough. But what it comes down to is, if I agree, if we come together and we decide to be together, then you are enough. Because if you weren't enough, I wouldn't have agreed to be with you.
Right.
And
Especially
I
if I
run
have
into
the
that.
ability to make
Right.
the choice.
Right. And I run
Yeah.
into that a lot, being a pansexual person who dates lesbians, and who dates straight people, because they think, oh, well, you like everything and I only have, one thing, so I can't give you everything that you want. And I was like, and I always look at it like, I'm not going to agree to be with somebody I don't want to be with. I'm not going to agree to be monogamous with someone that I don't want to be with. So,
so
I think,
do you run into the other side of that too, where that sense when you date men, do you run into that whole, well, oh, she likes
yeah,
women, she's definitely gonna give me a threesome, she's definitely
yeah,
gonna bring another woman.
yes, yes.
Black people
And
think like that.
yeah, a lot of people, especially straight people, they always think, oh, you like both, we get. And really, when it comes to that, in my experience, the couples that are like that, where the girl likes to bring another girl in, one of them is always ugly. So I'd be like, ooh, I sleep with you, but your boyfriend a hot mess. Like, how did he fool you? So it's never like
Two
it's
fine ass people coming at you
yeah,
like,
it's never too fine. It's always like the old couple, or the fine girl and the ugly boyfriend, or the boyfriend's 5'2", or it's always something wrong.
But
that
Or
is
at least
I
in
hilarious.
feel
my
some type of
experience.
way, because how do you get classified freakier than a straight person? You get what I'm saying?
Right,
That's
right,
not fair.
right.
I
Oh,
pride
listen.
myself on being a freak.
Listen, if you don't, a lot of people have let that just. A lot of people have done that to me too as well. Well, you don't like girls. You completely not the freakiest person. Well, damn. I
Why do
Yeah,
mean,
you
what?
have why is that the qualifier for you to do
right,
what you do? Because it's
right.
not.
What if you me show you the things I you me show you the things I'll do to you? Is that what you want to see? Like,
Take it to Pornhub where you get paid.
and what they
Right.
don't realize is just because somebody likes girls and guys, heck, they might just be having missionary sex with girls and guys. We
Yep,
don't know what they do in the
yep.
bedroom, so you
Could
can't
be
say that.
having the not born sex, but I learned something new, vanilla sex, where it's not
Mhm.
that, you know.
Mhm.
I'm learning, y'all.
Look, exactly, but that's true, and people don't realize it is offensive to a person who's a sexpert, considered a sexpert, or who's someone who's sexually open, and come to them and, well, you don't do this, so you're not that freaky, and you're who
Right.
and one of the biggest things, let me tell y'all, one of the biggest things that I get being a sexpert. What makes you a sexpert? Who told you that you knew
Yeah,
that you know what you're talking about? Because I'm a
yeah,
sexpert because I've been having a lot of sex. And who are you?
yeah.
Well, damn, hold
They
on
tell me
now.
how many years they've been married to their person and all of that, and I'm just like, so you know, probably the same five positions that y'all been doing. I didn't know how much I didn't know about sex until I started this I knew nothing, and I thought I knew
Mhm.
stuff.
And that's what they don't get. Like I told them, we have to go through a lot of classes. We got to study a lot of this shit. Do you not
Mhm.
know what we learned in class? When you sit in the class and you reading this shit, you like, what the hell? What
If
the?
it was
I mean,
easy,
literally,
you
they
do it.
taught us about people with disabilities and having.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We
Mhm.
had to sit there. I mean, not that we didn't know they have sex, but you really don't think about them and
Yep.
having sex. And so you have to learn a class about that. I don't even have a foot fetish. I had to learn a class
Yep.
about
Yep.
fetishes, and we talked about all of them. And it's a lot
Mhm.
more, and the people don't realize there's a lot more to it than on the surface of me just having sex.
But
Like,
our community is so stuck and limited on what we think sex is anyway. We literally know a few positions. Yeah, we'll have sex in different areas and we'll move around, but for the most part, if you ask, and I ask a lot of questions in my group, but for the most part, everybody has similar answers because everybody is learning from the same people.
Mhm.
They not really um I
I
mean
like
there's
that you think
some
they're
who just
learning.
you said what?
I like that you think they're learning.
because
Well, I have to call it
It's very
something.
optimistic.
Yeah. They're getting their information
Okay.
from
Okay.
somebody. Yeah,
And
that's
it's
what I should say.
normally it's porn. It's their weird uncle or one of their cousins who learned from
Absolutely.
porn.
Yeah.
Or it's
Un
experiences that they had with
and,
people they probably shouldn't have been with.
and half the time
Absolutely.
the stuff in porn,
Is wrong.
I mean, that's all I got. That's literally, I'm sorry, I just looked, y'all. If you're
I
listening in
love
podcast,
porn.
I listen. I don't get it twisted. I love watching porn, but we have to realize that everything in porn isn't real, and people like the pizza man's not gonna show up at your door for one and just
Oh
start knocking
yeah,
on your
for
door. You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Right.
Little stuff that they like to add into it, and then
Yeah,
some
I'm
of the
not
stuff like
talking
when
about the theatrics of it. I'm talking about just the sex
well,
part.
they take the
Right.
theatrics of it and they run with that part. A lot of people run with those theatrics, those extraness in that's
And
in porn. A lot of people run
there's
with it.
no foreplay.
Yep.
There's nothing that actual real life sex requires.
Hmm.
There is no, cut. There's no fluffer to,
Yeah, there's no
keep you hard between
intimacy in it.
scenes and stuff.
Like my boyfriend has a joke that he says that he said when black porns come on, he said they don't have a storyline or nothing. All you do is see the black man with his shoes around with his pants around his ankles, with his Timberlands on and his chain,
For
and they
sure.
just fucking like you
That's
don't see
it.
the foreplay. Did you suck her nipples a little bit?
Nothing.
What happened? Like how did
Hmm.
we get her? Can we talk about how was this a quickie or not? Or, like you don't get all of that, and it does, and people, but some people use that as a learning tool. And when
Yep.
you learn, and then, like you said, some people get, especially the older generation, a lot of them got married young and
Hmm.
stayed with it. They didn't have to learn new stuff because they were satisfying their partners You feel me? Then you see
So
why
they
they
thought.
say when a lot of people get out of their marriages late in life and they become quote unquote hoes out here living because you discovered some shit. I did my listen. I did my whole phase in my
Hmm.
20s. So I had a lot of fun. Learned a lot of different things from a lot of different people. You feel me? Like it was guys that actually taught me things.
Yeah.
Like they actually like one guy taught me one time, it's funny shit. He was like, you want a deep throat? I was young. He's like, you want a deep throat? He was like, hold your nose. I was like, hold my nose. That's not sexy. He was like, hold your nose though. Hold it. He held my nose and it just all that works, but this ain't sexy. But it worked. But I'm like, so the
Yes.
next guy, if I'm holding my nose while I'm deep throat, is he gonna look at me like I'm crazy?
And to me, it was a great sex partner because he was willing to teach you. You know what I'm saying?
It was,
Whereas
and he was dope for that. A few of them,
some
I
people
had some
can't
where I've learned
communicate what they want. When I say
exactly.
some people, black people, a lot of black people, we when it comes to women, we deal with the sex that we give him because we like the person, we like the guy, so we're gonna accept what he's given. And then with the dude, he wants to keep her, so he'll get what she's given. But then if he can find what he actually likes, like his ass ate, he'll go to that girl or that guy who's doing it.
And he,
Hmm.
but and what's funny is when you said that a lot of black women are faking orgasms. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this is
They don't even
2022.
know what an orgasm
Some
feel
of
like.
them don't know. Some of them tell me they fake them. Some of them don't know. We're not gonna fake them if we're not having them. We're gonna
Yeah.
express that to our partner because here's the thing. What they don't realize, a lot of women are not having them. It's okay that you didn't have them, but if you don't
Yeah.
tell your partner that, your partner's gonna keep running with this. When y'all separate, your partner's gonna run with that with the next person, and then we're ruining a lot of sex lives here.
And
Okay,
it's
we're,
and
we
it's false
Hmm.
advertisement, as a
it
matter
is.
of
It is.
fact.
It is very much false advertisement. It is horrible. And if you like fellas, talk about she brought up the ass thing, so we're gonna listen. We're gonna run with it
Well,
because y'all
because
got
in the black community,
we
they judge that
we
so
got
much
time
when it
today.
comes to guys getting their ass ate, and it's just like
Oh,
he
it's
he
gay.
can
What do you
he
mean?
can
That's gay.
orgasm from there.
He
Like,
likes his ass. Hey, he's gay. What are you talking about?
yeah,
He's not
And
straight.
that's not how that
I
works.
don't like it.
But who ate his ass? A woman ate his ass. It was a woman.
So
Then
it's still straight.
if it's done with a man and a
When
woman,
when the definition of gay is you literally have to be with the same gender.
and a woman ate your ass, it pains me. Okay, so on Facebook recently, I seen where a guy apparently had said he liked his essay, so they start joking on him, making memes about it. And I was like, "Why the fuck is that? Like, why are we like this?" I get that they're his
Why
friends.
do
Some
we
of them, I,
why my thing is why do we care what he doing in his bed if he ain't doing it with you?
because we
I
care,
have no
and
idea.
we care a little too much because the effort that they put into the time that they took to make memes and stuff. I was like, this is a lot. Like, if you don't like your essay, matter of fact, if you want your essay, just say that.
That's all you gotta
Because
say.
that's what it sounds like. Because when
It
it comes to
feels
this whole
good.
Feels
man and
great.
the ass ate, what you say?
It feels great.
It does.
Listen, I received and I've done. So I have, I have eaten it. And when people ask me have I eaten, no, I've eaten a man's ass. Let's make this clear. I'm a
And
female. I've done
Right.
it. Okay, and
I wouldn't do it to a man.
I've
No.
done
see,
it to
I
one.
haven't found a man who I like enough to do that too. I always say I don't know what I will do because
Right?
it feels so good. I would want my man to feel that, but I have not met a man
It
who makes me feel so
is
comfortable
it's
where I
definitely not
can.
something you do to
I don't trust
everyone.
their hygiene.
It's definitely not something you do to
Straight men,
everyone.
I don't
And
trust straight men's
it's
hygiene.
definitely something fresh out the shower. For one,
Yeah,
it's definitely something.
Okay,
that's what I
true,
was told.
It's
true.
Athena
definitely
was
something
like,
fresh out the shower.
"Yeah,
Listen, ain't no. Well, for one, let's be clear. I'm barely sucking a man's balls after he get from outside. You gotta take a shower for that too. So I'm definitely not gonna do no. You feel me? Like, nah, we good. We've all had that experience where a man told us he was clean and then a little salt. What the fuck is that?
yeah,
When
yeah."
My sense of smell is really strong. So as soon as you drop trial, if I smell something, you're going home. You ain't even gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
and I
You got
listen.
to go.
When I
I
was
bet
younger, it happened
listen.
to me. And when I'm in my listen, now I'm older, I'm not borrowing none for nobody. When I was
Yeah,
younger, I
Mhm.
asked him, I was like, the fuck is that? He was like,
yeah.
what? The fuck is that? Like, that was one guy I knew, y'all, and I tell him this all the time. I don't give a fuck what he does. I don't know what you do, but why your shit always fresh? Something ain't right. The shit always is fresh. I mean, I tested the theory. Played basketball one time. I went down there and smelled it. What did you do? Did you play basketball though? I mean, I
Yeah.
seen her watched him, and he's just always fresh. He's the only guy I knew that could be like that. I was just like, what the
That would be the only guy whose ass I would ever be able to
like?
consider eating.
I don't know if he was gonna listen at the time. I wasn't ready to do that yet. I had to get a little older.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now it's
Mhm.
reserved for my husband. My husband will get. You feel me? When I get married, me and my husband, if he wants that, we will experience it. I won't. I'm hoping that my husband is open minded. And
Yeah. He will be. I mean,
right now the person, I'm in a relationship, so that's the one we setting on the husband thing.
yeah,
So husband, future, listen,
absolutely.
listen to, but and that's the thing that comes along with this is when you're so sexually open and stuff, and you do want to try new things with toys and all of this. Black men hate toys. A
Yeah.
lot of
I
them
seen
hate
where
toys
Nick
and they
Cannon
hate
said it
ass
was,
being
he
Yep.
touched.
thought it was competition on his show.
Yep.
Who did?
Nick Cannon, he said he feels like sex toys is a competition.
And see what it is, but here's the thing. When I've talked to guys, I've asked them, what the hell, when we say sex toy, what comes to mind? And a lot of them for some reason, go to these big old dicks.
Yeah.
Listen,
That
half
they
the
see in
time
the
we're not
sex
even
store.
fucking them
Just
dicks without y'all. We're not even
yeah.
fucking. Why are we fucking them with y'all? Not the huge ones. Where y'all coming from? And to add insult to injury, I'm not just gonna bring another dick in the room with you because I know you're a man. Like y'all don't know about the
But if I
bullets.
do, it's the closest thing that I can get to double penetration without you feeling like you're gay. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Listen, the I've had guys. Okay, so there's a sex toy called what is it called? The accommodator. And I asked black men, accommodator goes on your chin. It's a chin strap. You can wrap it around your leg too, but it's a strap you wrap around. You can wrap it around your chin. I had a guy do that before, and I was like, oh shit. So I can have sex with the toy while you eating the pussy. This is fucking amazing. Now I asked guys before would they do it. Oh hell no, I ain't putting that on my chin. The thing ain't even half as big as you. I mean, it's a small thing. It's not that huge.
Yeah, because for the most part, we just want the clit stimulated for the most part.
But yeah, and we do. But that was fun for me because I'm not a vaginal stimulator when it comes to toys. But that was fun to get the pussy ate and ride his face at the same time, like literally ride his
Yeah.
Mhm.
face with the dick right there. That was amazing because I am just
Variety. Sometimes we want to just have something different tonight.
and but they don't. But I mean, I showed them. I have to show guys bullets. I'm like bullets comes in all shapes and sizes. Everything's not shaped like a dick for one. Everything is not that big. Sometimes do you
And
not
all
realize
sex toys are not meant for the woman. There's
it's not?
vibrating cock rings. There's all kinds of stuff for men.
And I had
Mm-hmm.
explained that too. I used the wand. Hell, the wand I've used it when I'm getting hit from the back, and he's behind me. I'll put it between my legs, and I'll vibrate his balls,
Yeah.
and they're like, he's like, what the fuck? You feel me? So I have to explain this to him like, all toys are not what y'all making them out to be. Hell, you can put a sex toy on your jaw, a bullet on your jaw while you giving head and vibrating. But guys will have to be. But I think it's black men a lot of times because I haven't dated outside of my race much, so I don't know. I've talked to white
It's
guys and other
all
kind of
men.
guys.
It doesn't matter what color they
Okay,
are.
so there we go. So we got the answers. All men, don't matter what color. But I feel like just the black men have this because we have put it out there that you bring a sex toy in for one, you might be gay. It's a competition because now why she need a sex toy for if I'm here?
Mm-hmm.
I am her sex toy. I'm this, I'm
Mm-hmm.
that. It's not a competition. We want to have more fun with you. It creates more waterworks for you. I'm just saying, you feel me? And if I put it on my clit while you're hitting it from the front, you can feel that vibration. Just like a
How
cock
do you?
ring.
So this is even just from experience. A lot of us are not taught about sex toys in our community at an early enough age where
Mm-mm.
we can understand all that it can be used for. So it can be, yes, it can be used for when you have a partner, but you can have sex toys when you are not sexual, when you're not with a partner, or
Yep.
just when you are not. So for our youth, like my sister had said something one day on one of her posts. If we teach young girls or just our youth, young women about using not a sex toy, but like a dildo or something, she probably wouldn't just be having random sex with people, because she will start getting in tune with herself, like masturbation. When is it? When do we learn that it's okay to play with ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
don't learn that unless you are lucky enough to like have legitimate sex ed.
Yeah,
Well,
Because I would
it
rather my child do himself than do other people until he's an adult.
absolutely,
That doesn't
absolutely.
mean I'm not going to teach him how to properly protect himself
right.
should he choose to do it. And a
Yeah,
lot of people think that if they just don't teach their child these things, they don't do it.
they won't do it.
But I'd rather give the knowledge so that if he
Yes,
does make the decision to do something, he's covered. Because
yes.
I don't want to
You should have
find out
seen.
he did something, when it's too late, when
It,
somebody's pregnant or he's caught an STD or God knows.
Yes,
definitely, definitely.
So
yeah. Oh
I've
my
seen
gosh,
in the
talking to my teenagers, they think I'm weird, but
my
now that we
daughter's
talk about it so much, it's regular.
she's she's still in that stage too of Mama, I know what you do, but Mama, really? And I'm like, listen, be blessed that I am who I am.
Yeah,
I mean,
my
in the
mhm.
daughter's
future,
proud
in
of
the
me.
future,
I
that's
have a
one of my
17 year
goals to
old.
start a program for that because I do want to start a program where we all sit down together, parents. Because I've heard a lot of black men not want to talk to their daughters, and a lot of black women not want to talk to
Mhm.
their sons. Your
Yeah,
kids need to hear it from both sides because here's the
Mhm.
thing: you're a man, you're a woman. There's two sides of these sex stories that we're
yep,
hearing. If you sit down
yep.
and both talk to your kids, it'll get somewhere. Like I've had somebody asked me once, she had a daughter, and her daughter asked her if she could have a sex toy, and she was like, "What should I do?" I was like, "How old is your child?" Talk. I think she was like 15 or 16. I was like, "Well, listen, let me tell you something. She's asking you about a sex toy. Somebody didn't
Cause
told her
she's,
about this sex toy. She done heard about it. If you
or
don't get
she's
her
having
sex
a
toy,
feeling,
and somebody, yeah, if she don't get her one, somebody else gonna get it for her. She gonna get it regardless. But
or
I was like, it's better to come from
she's gonna
you.
find somebody who will scratch that itch for her.
Yeah,
Once you start entering puberty and stuff like that, you start getting sexually aroused.
and
I
that's
don't
that's
care
around the age when we
what
start,
it
yeah.
is.
And that's why I told her get her one. I said your daughter's old enough. I said explain it to her, explain how to use it properly, care for it, just explain all that to her. I said she's old enough. She's asking for a
Mhm.
reason because she knows. She has more information. When kids start asking questions, they have more information than we know that they have. And that's what
Right.
we need to
And
Especially that
start
and
they
the
in
have
is
the
fact
internet.
hmm,
right, and the fact that she's coming and asking for a toy instead of saying, "Mommy, can," would you rather her ask for a toy, or would you say, "Mama, can you buy me some condoms?
right, Mama, can
Yeah.
I have a real
Buy
dick,
me some
please?
dental
And
dams?"
the fact that she's
So
comfortable with that too, it showed
right,
a lot about what her parenting was. Because the fact that your
right.
daughter was comfortable enough to come to her, I was
Hmm.
amazed. I'm like, you're dope because your daughter is openly coming to you about this. A lot of kids don't do that. A lot of kids don't
Mhm.
ask their parents a lot of things like that, and I thought that that was really dope. Because
Right.
I'm like, and then the fact, like I told her, start off with a small. You can start off with a small little bullet. Just start off with a bullet because we don't want to scare her now. Start off with the little, the little bullets come with the little battery. Start off with one of them and just, teach her how to clean it, properly use it, and go from there. I'm like, we have to introduce sex toys into the world because here's the thing. I think I learned about sex toys by literally turning 18. What the fuck kind of store is this? Oh
Yeah.
shit, it's
Mhm.
got toys.
Hmm.
We can go in here. I'm old enough.
Yep.
Oh man. So I
And
Yep.
think
I
that was literally my first. I walked in there and I'm like, fuck is all of this shit. And all of a
Hmm.
sudden here I am with sex toys and
Yeah.
and I never forget my brother is 6 years younger than me, and he thought I had a head massager. And he took
I
it was a bullet with the attachments. It was one of those with the attachments. So it had the little four prongs on it. The little four, and
Mhm.
he took it and came in the room. He was like, kiss with it. I said, I was, I was like, see, had we talked about these sex toys, he might have known not to touch my shit.
Right, and
And
I
I was
think
like,
I think even though I completely believe that virginity is a social construct, that is quite ridiculous. I think if we were giving proper sex ed and incorporating teaching about sex toys, then we would have less sexually active teenagers.
yeah, for
listen,
sure. Yeah.
no, dead ass,
Yeah.
because
Because
when
then
you
they would know how to satisfy themselves without going to look for,
Mhm.
love in all the wrong places. They're
Practice
looking
safe
for
sex,
attention.
fuck yourself. They would be fucking
Yeah.
themselves, and it would be a lot.
Mhm.
It would be a lot better, especially to get. Because here's the thing, I was sexually active at 16. You know, hell, shit, I was having anal sex at 16. What the fuck was I doing? Who knows? But I was doing it. Uh, had I had more conversations, had I found out that sex toys can scratch that itch, I probably wouldn't have needed a man because I had the itch and it
Hmm.
needed to be scratched. And I mean, I probably wouldn't have had anal sex at 16. Now
Yeah.
I'm okay with my
Mhm.
experience, and I'm thankful that I had the experiences that I had. But if I can stop anyone, I would stop them. Like the kid, like y'all know, my daughter. I was like, shit. God bless me with a daughter. Now, is this a sick joke or something? Luckily, she's night and day from her mother. She is night and day from me. So we've had the talk, but she's not all the way there yet. But we have the talks all the time. She's not really interested, like not like she should.
Mhm.
She's 12. She'll be 13. Of course, we on 13th birthday. We're gonna have another talk. We had a talk this year. We're
Hmm.
gonna keep, but she's not. She's opposite of me, and I'm like, because at 13, I was getting my toes sucked. Okay, so it's a problem. I was doing the most. I don't know who gets their toes sucked at 13. Kids, me, but that's
It's
why we
it's
do need
some
to.
grown women who is uncomfortable getting their toes sucked.
And I was getting mad
Mhm.
sucked, having anal sex and everything by 16. So I was out there. But and we need to talk about when we talk about sex, that has to be one of them too. Sex toys and anal sex. We
Hmm.
can't just talk about the main things of sex. And I think that as Black people, we do stray away. We just talk about this missionary position that you're gonna get in, and that's it. That's all. We don't talk about the oral. We forget about the
Yeah.
sucking dick part. We forget about all of that. We just talk about all this
Yeah.
missionary stuff is gonna happen, and bam, know about it. Birth control. Here you go. Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
I mean, it's almost like sex has been talked about, and I say our community is as conservative as the white people who we are surrounded
Yeah,
around.
if not
But
more.
yeah, and it just feels like when we are having sex, it's supposed to be to reproduce instead of really being sexually satisfied. And so the second that we're choosing us and choosing to be satisfied, and I say that even for men, because you're gonna keep getting the same sex until you say something about it,
Mhm.
until you do something about it. I
Most
mean,
definitely.
yes, you can keep cheating or keep getting it from somewhere else, but to me, that's extra work than saying, "Hey, I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with what you're giving me. Can you do something different?" All because I'm trying to protect your feelings, and while I'm protecting your feelings, I'm my feelings are being hurt in a sense. I'm not being sexually satisfied.
Mhm.
It's a
As a
lose lose.
as adults, we do have to as adults on the receiving end of that conversation, we have to realize that we're not going to sexually satisfy everybody. Hell, being a sexpert, I'm scared to have sex with certain people because shit, they probably judging me off the top that it's just gonna be magical and boom, I'm gonna come in 5 seconds. It's like, hold up, y'all putting a lot of expectations on me now.
Yeah.
I don't even know you yet. Like, I don't know how to
Yeah.
have sex with you right now. I don't know. It's not just gonna be a magical experience. So it's scary. But
Yeah.
we have
It's
to be
it's a
willing to
very
even at
that's what I'm learning. It's definitely a intimidating profession to be
it,
in when you are not with someone. You know what I'm saying?
it is because I mean I'm with someone now, but when I was single, it's hard. It's like because people put expectations on you, and even then we have to have those conversations of I have to talk to you, tell me, let's start basically, let's have a sex conversation. What kind of sex are you into, for one? Because I mean, being a sex, it comes up. I'm pretty sure you host and love Sex and Magic, it comes up. Sex is gonna come up, and but we have to have the conversations. Tell me what you're into, at least that you think you're into, what you might want to try. As we get further, we'll find out what we like, what we don't like, or I didn't like that wasn't satisfying. But you have to have those
Mhm.
uncomfortable conversations and be willing to receive it in order to grow. And I think that people have to get out of their feelings because let's be honest, maybe you two just weren't sexually compatible either. Maybe it wasn't
Yes.
you all to have sex. So for the next person, you could be great. For that person, you might not have been meant to. But we have to not be offended when these conversations come up when we're not satisfied. We have to learn to have these conversations because as women, we want orgasms. A lot of times too, as women, we don't masturbate enough to know what we like. So we don't know our own bodies, and we can't expect one person to come in and figure it out. Then everybody's supposed to figure it out. If we
Mm-hmm.
don't know how the hell, what I'm saying? I know my body. I know which way to turn my finger to get that little,
Yeah.
the power move. I know what I need to do to get that power move so that I can come. So it's easy for me to reciprocate that to a partner. Like, hey, right there, move not right there. You feel me? We have to be willing to do that type of stuff. So we have to learn our bodies. Same with guys. Tell her, listen, nah, you're doing too slow down, slow down. You're going too fast. Slow down. I can't concentrate with you going that fast.
Yeah.
You're doing, we have to be willing to have those uncomfortable conversations with people.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's just really, I guess it's about being confident in your communication skills.
Most definitely.
Because if you can communicate what you are satisfied with and what you and our community thinks, I feel like a lot of times we be thinking uh honesty comes with a harshness, like you know, if I'm being truthful, then I have to say it in a demeaning or negative way, when you definitely can have a conversation that might be uncomfortable in a healthy way. It's not going to be what you want to hear, but it's going to help us in one way or another. Because if I tell you my boundaries, if I tell you what it is I'm wanting, and you say I'm not willing to do that, I am willing to do that, then we can go from there. Because if I keep on holding it to myself, there's you get frustrated when you're not sexually pleased. You can keep hiding it, but it's only gonna go so far, where resentment, I feel like resentment starts building up. Because, you know, yeah, you didn't do the dishes, but I'm more mad because I didn't get sexually satisfied. So I'm taking my frustration out on you not doing the dishes, when the dishes is not really the issue.
Because it's two dishes in a sink and I'm pissed off right now because
Yes.
you left the two dishes in the
When
sink because
when
I didn't get
I
that nut.
when you when I've been sexually satisfied so great, there's been a pile up in there and I ain't complained.
You just start doing the dishes yourself, and that's true.
Yeah.
And I think a
Exactly.
lot of people, I think that one of the problems comes with it, and especially because when I watch Facebook and see all the posts that comes up, a lot of people say in their posts, I'd rather have this than sex. This than sex. I don't. This is more. And we put sex like it's not important, when in fact sex is very important in a relationship, because
Yes.
half these relationships aren't lasting because their partners aren't satisfied. We can sit down and we
Yes.
can we can be we can be mentally yoked. We can be, what I'm saying, we can have everything else matching. If the sex ain't there, this shit ain't gonna work. I don't care what nobody says. And,
Sex is supposed
and
to
I
be
get this shit
discussed
happens in
just
the
like
future.
finances.
I get shit happens in the future. Sometimes your sex might, but listen, we ain't talking about that. We're talking about right now. If the sex ain't there, that relationship is not gonna last. Sex is very important in a relationship. We have to stop putting sex on the back burner, like yesterday. Sex
Yeah.
has to be on the front burner. We need to be cooking
Yeah.
it and making sure it's, because sex matters. Now,
It is very important.
whether
Very
now to
important.
find out your sex drive and all that stuff, that's based on your relationship, how often y'all do the sex and everything. That's based on y'all. But it definitely matters. Stop putting it. Black people do it a lot. Well, I'd rather have great conversation than sex. And I want great conversation and great sex. I want sex too and sex. You heard?
Hmm.
And not then and sex.
Yeah.
Listen,
But
At
it's because we feel like we have to pick and choose within our community. We don't think that we can have it all, just because we've had some great sex partners and they didn't come with the other qualities, when we wasn't patient, we wasn't selective. And I say we, both male and female, are upholding standards, so we become comfortable with whatever we get. So we like, it's a do. I'll be with this right now. What is it called? We uh gosh, I can't even think of
become
it.
complacent. We settle.
Settle. That's exactly what we do. A lot of the times we settle for what we get. She did 10 years with me when I was down. Okay. So for one, she needs therapy. But for two, just
part. That
what
What
you say?
what you say?
was dumb on her part.
That's what I'm thinking. Like she doesn't win
Satisfied
something.
for 10 years. You gonna cheat
And
on them?
Yeah.
What am
but
I?
I think, and we do that a lot. We have this thing where we hold people. Well, they did. What we have to realize is people grow apart. I don't care what you did. I don't care. You might have held me down for
especially
10 years.
if you're not working to grow together.
Did I? But did he ask her to hold it? Then did you ask her? Did you tell her? Did you tell her what was
He
gonna
didn't
happen
have
at the
to.
end? No.
He didn't have to. She inserted herself.
At that part, and then she gets mad. No, baby girl, you did that yourself. And then on the other side of that too, without the sex, a lot of times we take sex and use it to blind us and keep us in a situation we shouldn't be in
Absolutely.
because all we have is sex. Hold on now.
Yep.
We can't just have sex. We gotta have the other stuff with the sex, like
Mm-hmm.
all of it. You don't have to stay and let me be real. Sex comes and great sex comes in all shapes and sizes. Be
Yes.
real. Just because he got great pipe, trust me, there's another one out there. Because if she getting
Oh
great
my
pipe,
gosh.
she getting it too. Everybody getting great pipe from somewhere. There's another great pipe.
God
Quit
has been
settling.
so good. He didn't just give one man a big, nice dick. He didn't just give one woman a nice, wet pussy. He really blessed a lot of his children.
And he blessed a lot, and let's be real, women. He blessed a lot of women with wet
He blessed
pussy.
all his children.
He blessed a lot of women with a lot of wet pussies to do things that fellas. He blessed a lot of them. You just have to open that door, to open that gate to where she gives you that. Because listen, fuck her mind, her body will follow, and you're
But
gonna
they
open the
so they
floodgate.
so scared of the judgment part. I feel like, a lot of women, a lot of straight women are more open to threesomes than they say. And it's because they don't want to be judged for wanting a threesome. And it's not really because they're wanting to satisfy their man, it's because they want to feel a female
They
on
won't
them.
scratch their
We're
own itch.
Yeah, I'm so this is what I had. I was talking to this guy Telly, and I haven't been able to upload these interviews just because I've been trying to figure out copyright issues, stuff like that. But I was asking him about sex as far as receiving, or how I love women. Like, I love what they bring. I love how they look. I love the different. I just love, especially black women. It excites me. And so when I was talking to him, because I've not ever been with a woman, but I love head so much that I would be willing to get head from a female, but I don't know if I would be able to reciprocate or even touch her. So he was like, maybe you romanticize about women more so than sexually attracted to a woman. So because I could get head from anybody. I just love a
Oh, I
mouth,
got a wet
right?
mouth, huh? Just
Yeah,
you just need a
yeah,
wet mouth. Look,
yeah. But I love women. I don't know how to explain it. And that's when he was like, you just romanticize about women, just because I know what she brings. I know how hard we work. I know what we go through. I know what I go through. I know what my friends go through, which means, I always hear women who go through, I be thinking it'd be hard for me, and then hear their stories and be like, Jesus Christ, and they still are gems. Like, just the outside don't even be looking like what they went through on the inside. But it's not
definitely.
until like having these open discussions where I don't care what people, this is. So when I got into this business, I definitely had to take off the concern what other people think about me, right? Because
Definitely.
I don't care what you got to say about me. I'm going to speak my truth. But I definitely had to start thinking, okay, am I gay? Like, trying to figure out if I need to identify with something, just to be, when somebody asks me, what are you, what do you associate with, what's your pronouns, what's all of that, and I'm just
Right.
like, I'm Daysha Moore. I like
Right.
what I like right now. I haven't picked a group. I'm still a black woman. That's the group I'm in right now. I'll let you know when it go follow.
Yeah.
But we don't have these kind of conversations. Earl, like, I'm I'm the person who's having these conversations with my families because I'm in this. But before I was in this, we had nobody to really. I'm learning about people who are in the sex field because I'm in it now. So I know of the people in my community who is
Right.
in this field, and the people who are in, not, even if they're not in the state of Kentucky, who are just learning about different sex experts and sex therapists, and just where people are normalizing sex for the human experience, and it's not taboo, making me feel comfortable being in this. Because if I promised to, I used to think I like sex way too much. I was talking about it more than the guys I was with. All of them. I would be like, you want to either talk about it or do it.
Right? Can we
And they
just
be
do it?
like, but we just did it. And I'm like,
Can
I
we do
could
it
do it
again?
again.
Can we do it again?
Or I could talk about it. I want to talk about the experience. So I don't, that's why I was like, okay, I'm not the average. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life because I'm liking it way more than I love hearing other people being pleased too. Like I that's why I love porn, because it's not just what I'm learning from it on that end. It's just seeing people sexually pleased excites me. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you got an orgasm. I'm cheering for
And I listen. I
I
tell
wish we
people all the
didn't have to
time.
do that.
What you say?
Didn't have to do that. Like, I just feel like everybody that can should always have them.
And
them.
I,
Yes.
Or
I and I tell people if they listen, if you got a story that you don't want to tell nobody, and you just need to get it out, listen. I'm gonna listen because I love hearing stories. I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. I mean, damn,
Yeah.
you did what? Tell me about it. How that work out? You feel me? Let me know. I'm all ears. I'm definitely willing to cheer it on. People ask me what I watch. I mean, for a fee, depending on who it is, which I want me to watch. If y'all want me to
For
watch you in your
sure.
part,
Yes.
if y'all, well, I tell them all the time because people have asked me, well, if would you watch me and my partner have? People have asked that before. Would you watch somebody and their partner having sex? Yeah, I mean, you got to pay me a fee, and I'll tell you what I've seen, what I observed watching you two have sex. I'll pay attention and see, because some people need that extra person. I will be that extra person. Okay, I will watch. Trust me, I will definitely be okay. Like I want to go to Hedonism in where is it, Jamaica, just to fucking watch people have sex. Like I just want to go watch. Like I just want to see the shit. I just want to be there and be like,
I
yeah,
don't know about that place.
I want to watch. I want to go. I want to go, and I want to be. I want to see how other people just get to have sex, enjoy sex, like because it is all a learning experience. Like I said, when I
Yeah.
went to Exotica, it was amazing. You got to go this year. You need to go this year. We need to take a trip this year because it was amazing to be in a room full of people, like watching these cam girls camming. Like, damn, she's really on the camera right now. I guess amazing watching these people dressing the way they want to and not to be judged. Just everybody being in an environment in their element. It was so dope to see all these people about sex. And it's like, damn, like I felt at home. Like I really felt at home there.
Yes, I can
I mean,
believe
I'm
it.
at home. I'm gonna be real. I'm a one off like you. I can be at home anywhere. If they be like, you talk about sex anywhere. You're damn skippy. It's my job for one. For two, you're damn skippy. I'm not scared to talk about sex. How you think you got here?
Yeah.
How you think they got
It's
here?
a
Matter of fact,
normal
huh?
thing. We have to we the goal is to normalize it so that it won't continue to be this topic that keeps being taken off the table for discussion.
It has to be because and I think that's what it is people try to avoid the topic. It's
Yeah.
avoidable, but I'm like, you do realize, and people hate when I do it to them. You do realize your granny was fucking your granddaddy and sucking his dick, right? You do realize
It's
granddaddy ain't with her for nothing. Like she wasn't just no stay at home mom. Like she was getting it in. And they be like,
yeah.
man, my granny, how you think your mom and daddy? Come on, where your mama come from? Like she wasn't artificially inseminated. Your granny parents was getting it in. Like I have to let them know, like this is normal shit. I mean, animals live in a world where the dogs is fucking every goddamn thing. The dogs is
Yeah.
fucking the birds. The dogs is fucking your leg. Sex is normal, and I want it to be a normal thing. It doesn't even have to be a vulgar thing. You don't have to say dick and pussy all the time like me. You don't have to be like that. But I
Yeah.
want it to be something. I wish it was more, especially in black households. It has to be a normal thing because a lot of kids are out here lost and learning from the wrong shit because it's
Hmm.
not being normalized. Because, like you said, we feel like if we don't talk about it, well, it won't come up. Nah, it'll still come up, but your child might not be comfortable to talk to you about it. So sometimes you have to present that topic to them. Because in schools,
Yeah.
they're not teaching them and shit. That's why I showed when
Oh,
I
it's
put the
it's
condom
not
on my
even.
hand and put it on my, I put the whole condom on my hand. I showed it to my daughter. She said, Mama, Trinity, you better not tell you can't fit. You see this, Trinity? I mean, I had to show it. He can. It's gonna fit. His condom stretched pretty. It's stretched out. It ain't
Yeah.
broke. He can fit. Don't let him lie to you. Don't let no
We
man
definitely
attempt
need to
to
figure out
lie
a
to you.
way to implement a better sexual ed curriculum in the school systems
That's that's
because
that's what we gonna see. That's what. Listen, give me a year. We gonna talk because that's what I want to do. Eventually, I want to take it to the school systems. I want the program
yeah,
to be a mommy and me, a daddy and me. I want it to be a program where we take it to the schools. I'm tired of the schools reading a book. I get it. A book's important. They talk about the reproductive, and they talk about basically the reproductive part. Like
contracept
they talk about
contraception.
contraceptives, but then they don't even talk about all of them, and they don't. But then they don't tell you the bad part of the birth control pills and stuff. They only tell
Yeah,
you one thing you should be
how it
on it. They don't
affects
tell
you.
you
Yeah,
how it makes you feel and nothing else. Like we leave out a lot of stuff because a lot of
yeah,
parents throw their kids on birth control when they turn 16 and 17. Hurry, get on birth control. Well, we leave out the part where it messes up your flow, your body. Hell, it might not even make you want to have sex. You might be down so much you don't even realize that you can't have sex because you're on birth
yeah.
control.
It definitely affects your hormones. It
It
affects your body size. Yeah.
it birth control messed me up. I ain't been on listen. I've been playing Russian roulette for years. I ain't been on birth control in years. I am one. I'm almost 13 years in with one child, one pregnancy, but I've been playing Russian roulette. Me and my
So
boyfriend play
whatever
Russian
method
roulette
you're
all the time.
using is working.
Huh? The Russian roulette's working right now. We're gonna keep knocking on wood though, because
Okay.
because I ain't
I
out the
can't play around. I've been on birth control. I was on it for about 12 years with when I had my son, went off, had a baby, tried to get it back, had a baby with the birth control. So it works sometimes and sometimes it don't.
making me nervous. My don't start my uterus better not start talking and shit. Calm down because
Well, I
I'm
want it. Listen, I am very much pro-choice as well. So if a kid made it here, it's because
whew, I
I
know I
want it.
am too, but shit, if it make it here, if I cry every day, you're gonna be like, why she keep crying? Shit, it's another one coming. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep it, but but I think that those are things that when it comes like the sex ed curriculum definitely needs to be talked about because, like I said, it leaves out anal for one, and anal is something
Yeah,
that if y'all
and
didn't know, like
and you
a lot of white girls back in the day consider themselves like, oh, I'm still a virgin because I had anal
they only
sex.
suck dick.
And they only suck dick. They only had anal sex. A lot of them was having anal sex and sucking dick. I'm like, you you did what? You still had
And
sex?
that's not a gay man sex thing either, because that's another thing I learned. Like, you have to be careful with anal play regardless, because that area is very sensitive. And then the the hygiene part of it, keeping it clean, is not, you thinking everybody doesn't have the same hygiene system as far as keeping their area clean. But
They don't got the
even
same
when you're
hygiene
dealing
keeping their
with
vaginas
somebody,
clean either. All they
yeah.
penises. So yeah. So
And
yeah.
so sometimes if you're not with somebody who you intend to be with, protection is necessary for that area, not just because of, I'm not even talking about the pregnancy part, but just
Right.
you rip so easily because of that area being so small that
True.
you don't know what liquids and what's transferring, what fluids are transferring from one person to the next. And so it's so much information in just that sexual act alone that you really do need somebody to say, I'm still learning about that area. I'm
Hell, I mean,
literally,
I was 16 and doing it. Didn't nobody tell me shit. So I had a risk of I didn't fuck up nothing, but I had a risk of messing up a lot by doing anal
oh
sex
yeah.
so
I
young.
mean,
It's
I'm
it's a
still
lot. Anal
thanking
is
him
a
for bringing
different.
me out.
We need to talk about lube. Lube needs to be mentioned more in all of these books that they talk about because
Yeah.
we don't mention that water-based lube is just simply the safest. I get it. There's silicone lube and stuff, but for your vaginal purposes, water-based lube, water is your friend. Water-based, you get it. A lot of people don't know that. Hell, I mean, this girl's still going around out here not even knowing what part of the what the vagina actually is. Shit. I've
Yeah.
had
And it's
girls
just
say the
because the
inside part. I'm like,
conversations.
the inside part. What you talking? The whole? The whole. Your vagina? Not a whole. No, not the whole thing. Your vagina is that muscular tube. That's your vagina. Okay. A lot of people don't know that the rest of it has a name. Like a lot of people don't know the vulva, the labia. A lot of people don't know all those terms because we're still learning from these same books that don't teach us all that. Like when
Hmm.
that whole, like every time that soap debacle comes up. Don't put soap in your vagina. People are thinking, well, I just want to wash dinner with soap. No, don't put soap in your vagina. Listen again. But they don't know what the vagina is. So they don't know that your labia can be cleaned with soap. They don't know that. They don't know that you can clean all that with soap. They thinking, well, shit, the vagina. I'm just not going, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know the differences. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't use a harsh soap down there, period, but they just using water for everything. You can wash with
Yeah.
soap. You just can't wash your vagina, but they not catching on. Like a lot of people aren't catching on with that. And that's a lack of sex education. And so how as a parent, because you teach, because half these parents are on Facebook, I'm watching them, you don't know what it is. There's no way that you're
Yeah.
able to teach your child or your children
Yeah.
what this is. And a lot of stuff I'm talking about, like I said, is because it's black based, because a lot of my friends on Facebook happen to be African American, black, all sorts of colors,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly black. And so I see this and I'm like, well, we can't expect them to educate properly because they're not educated properly when it comes
I
to a lot of it. We
learned
still say E to anal, like they still say E to the anal thing.
absolutely. I
E,
learned
why would you
from
do
my
that? That's
group
you said
what
what?
I learned from my group. Like I'll ask questions, but for the most part, I learn with how they interact with the question. Not so much like giving their feedback. Yes, their feedback is appreciated. It's always appreciated, and it has its own information in there. But I just learned how we still have certain conversations the same way. It's nothing's really changing with the conversations when it's certain questions asked. I had asked the question, who is teaching our sons to eat pussy and our daughters to suck dick? I know for sure like the terms made people uncomfortable answering it, but I use those words because it is the reality. For somebody is teaching our sons and daughters, and our sons and daughters don't have to be, I'm not talking about a toddler. You know what I'm saying? I will still have a daughter at 21. I will still have a son at 30. Like he will be 30, I will still be his mother. So who's teaching our sons and daughters these sexual acts when we don't I my mother, so my mother passed away when I was 17, but I was sexually active while she was here, and she wasn't saying, Sherelle, this is how you suck a dick. And I get that we won't like literally teach our children, but I still think there are some lessons that can be taught where you're knowledgeable about the act, not
Ex-
so that you're trying to satisfy somebody, but just so you're aware of I should be teaching you something before the world does.
At least I think that a lot of times, at least we can mention. I don't think they. I think when it comes to the sex talks, we don't mention the sucking dick part or the eating pussy part. And I think that's where we're not teaching them anything because we don't mention that he may ask you to suck his dick. We don't mention that she may want you to eat her pussy. We don't. That's not a part of the sex. When in fact, all of this is a part of the art of sex. Every bit of this is a
Mhm.
part of this. And I think we leave it out. And I think people, when they say teach, when they heard the word teach, they just, because I read the status and I read the comments. I think they just think you're gonna be in here. Well, listen, daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and I think that's
now.
what they, I think that's what they were getting
But
at.
my
Like you,
mind, that's what I'm thinking. Where is so I feel like with social media, you have people who are ready to go to the extreme of being able to be combative, like be you look for a fight. Like
yep, yep,
you reading the post in a defensive manner because I'm
yep,
not even trying to offend anyone when
yep.
I'm here to learn like you.
Right, right, right.
So
I'm using y'all to learn.
absolutely. So if I'm asking you something, it's with all due respect, as a matter of fact.
Mhm.
But you already looking for a fight. You looking for me to be coming at you. It's And that's why I said I'm learning social media, learning about my own content, and
Mhm.
learning the business side of it because it's all three of them at the same time. It's just
Mhm.
like the culture of social media, especially Facebook. Facebook has a it's just, especially me going to Twitter now and then being on Instagram. Facebook is still closed minded to me. It's
It is.
not just with the people who are on the back end where they, put everybody in jail unless you're
The
killing
people.
somebody
Yeah.
on there, right? But the actual users, like, it's not.
And what you saying that what's funny is so I have a Facebook group, you have a Facebook group, and then I know that I'm in another Facebook group. So being in these three groups, I see both of our groups are full of heterosexual men, a lot of them,
Hmm.
and mostly straight women. We have the one offs. Bree's in my group. You feel me? Like we have some people who knowledgeable, but Bree just sits and chills because I know Bree will probably kill a couple people in my group, so I don't even expect her to come because I know Bree. But then okay, so then there's this other group. This other group has heterosexual men, a few heterosexual women, but it's more LGBTQIA. Is that right? Plus Alphabet Mafia.
Yes.
And
I mean,
the
if we're talking about the
you're
same
you're in
group,
our
I'm
you
in that group too.
yeah, you are too. So and just seeing them and seeing the difference in the comments, I think that's where we would have got that the Alphabet Mafia stick together because they don't comment half as derogatory in that group. And I'm like, but in these other groups, it's like, damn, y'all just can't. And then I go
It
in here and I'm like, they comment and they like they
it's like
accept it and they
they're
comment.
so much freer. They're
Yeah, and
so
I'm like,
much.
but what the? And I
They're not
noticed, and
worried about being judged.
I was like, what the hell? Because I go back to my group, and even in my group, I'm like, motherfuckers are something else. Come back here, and it's like a free. And that's where I would have got, the whole when you had that notion of how they are. And that's why I would have had the same notion. You know what I'm saying? I can see where Bree's coming from with the issues they have too. But on the outside looking in, it seems like there's in that group everybody understands everybody. But then you
Yeah.
come out to the real world, and it's like, shit. I gotta argue because my Facebook, when I make certain posts, guys will argue me down. Argue me down. Like I simply the other day I made a status about the vibrators and how if you vibrate, it won't, the numbness you feel is temporary. It's not
Hmm.
permanent. You're not gonna kill your nerves. It's not gonna because people like, well, you vibrate so much, it's not listen, it's temporary, like if your leg fall asleep. A guy got on there and was like, my wife would beg to differ. He didn't argue with me much, but he kept going back and forth with me. He said it might last 2 or 3 days. It's still temporary. Okay, so is that not temporary? I said temporary. I didn't say the length of time, but
As
I just said
I don't
temporary.
even. I say you right. I
Well,
don't. You're trying to prove to me that you know more than me, and I'm gonna say you right because you must have somebody who's gonna validate your point, and I'm not. I
and
don't
at the
even
end of the
know you.
day, he still didn't. Like I talked to him because I know him. I know him
Yeah.
personally a little bit, but I talked to him and we got to the same conclusion. I was just like, some people just like to talk because
Some
if I
people
say
like
it's
putting on a
temporary,
show.
it's
Some people like
temporary.
putting
I'm
on a
like,
show for that social media.
that's what, and a lot of that it is, but in that, and so, but social media shows you it. That's how we come to all these conclusions too. It is a lot, and a lot of people are closed minded on simple topics such as toys, such as I argue with people about squirting all the time. That's one of the biggest things. I argue with that squirting thing from here to Sunday. So you telling me now that you know that you drinking just straight piss? Cool. If you like it, I love it. If you see that video, if you like it, I love
That's
it.
why I stopped. That's why I stopped arguing. When you
Well,
tell
I made
me
the
that
video, and that's
squirting
why I
is
said
pee,
that's why I made the video. I was like, you know what?
I
Never mind. You still gonna drink it, so it don't matter.
yes,
If that's how you feel, it's piss. You like drinking piss. You might as well just let me piss in your mouth then at this point, so I can tell you the difference. So I can show you the difference between my squirting and my pissing. But you know what? Whatever, you're gonna drink it. If you want to drink piss. Hey guys, drink piss. That's how I'm feeling it. But it shows you a lot about where we are and what we're not there yet. We're not there.
but we are a lot further than we
Yes.
were 10 and 15 years ago. We really
Yes.
are. As
Especially in
when I
I
when
think
I see
there's a lot more of a well, I don't know how many more of us in the black. There's a lot of sexperts out there. There's a lot of people talk about sex, but I don't know how many black ones there are. There's a few. Uh and some of them I just want to stop talking about sex. Don't judge me, but some of them are closed minded themselves, and being in this field, you cannot be closed minded. Um, but I think that the us here, I always like y'all don't know y'all my go tos. I go to y'all for a lot of shit. I'd be like, Bree. Dog. Yeah, I'm always in Bree's inbox. I'm always somewhere. I'm always saying y'all my go-tos. Like if I got people that I need for stuff, y'all my go-tos because I know how y'all are in this field. I know, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a lot of us to go to. It's not like I have
Yeah.
a big Rolodex of people that I
Yeah.
can call and say, hey, no, like if you know, it's not. So I think that in Kentucky, especially, we're gonna in a few years we're gonna see some changes because I think we're gonna get out there. Y'all stay
We
tuned because
will.
listen, I'm getting these ladies together. We're gonna do something together. These ladies here because of their open mindedness and what I know. They're educated. I know they're educated on what they do. I got Day Sherelle for everything sex. I got listen for all your spiritual needs. Bree, you need some meditation. You need some yoga. You need some crystals. Hell, I'm trying to understand crystals still. I'm still trying to get there. Bree gonna have to get me together because I'm still trying to figure the crystal stuff out. I be reading stuff. I'm like, oh, I want that, and I'm like, what the fuck is that for again? The fuck do I want a crystal for? It's pretty, but it has something else. So I'm still getting there. But Bree's very spiritual. Listen, that's why her podcast is called Love, Sex, and Magic. And make sure y'all check that out. When's your podcast come on? Let them know that too.
Supposed to come Tuesday of the year will be this coming Tuesday. Also have a collaboration episode every month with the Amira Show. That should drop on Wednesday.
Shout out to Mirror, the Mirror Show.
Yes.
She's one of my other go tos. When it comes to this world, she's very sex positive, and she's
Yes, she
very.
is.
You need an outgoing person. Um, if you just need somebody that's outgoing, call a Mirror. Like she's open, she's out of her shell, she's there, and but she's completely uplifting too.
If
So
freedom was the person,
a mirror would be freedom. A mirror, you
yes.
picture a mirror, just put it next to it because
Yeah.
she would, and she'll show you her titties wherever she is at this point. Mirror hates clothes, like Mirror hates. But shout out to her. We had a collab last year. I'm pretty sure we'll be back. We just gotta, everybody's schedules is
I know
everywhere.
everybody's getting
Um,
busy.
yeah, everybody's getting busy. So, but shout out to Mirror. Like I said, she's one of the go tos that I go to if I need some things. Because her show is very sex positive. Alphabet Mafia positive. Since Bree said Alphabet Mafia, so we rolling with me.
I
Alphabet
like it
Mafia
though.
positive. I do too. I think it's cute though, because it's hard to,
Yeah.
because they keep adding letters, and I'm like, what the hell did I miss? Um,
Yeah.
so make sure y'all
If
check her out.
somebody don't have somebody already put that on the shirt,
I don't know,
I'm not joking. Get it on the
probably, but
shirt.
if not, get us the Alphabet Mafia shirt. We'll put it on. Uh, we'll
Yeah.
definitely put it on. But I think Amira's show comes on Wednesdays and Fridays, so check her out. Check both of us out on Wednesdays, and then her live show on Fridays. And Desiree, you go live on Fridays too, don't you?
No.
I thought you was.
No, I had went live that
Oh,
Friday
you blocked on
and
Friday.
yeah, no. I'm still getting trying to get comfortable with just I honestly thought this was gonna be like not on the screen because I'm so anxious. Like my anxiety is through the roof. So if I do anything first, I'll probably try with a like some type of podcast. But right now I'm still doing interviews that I'm trying to upload to YouTube. But I haven't signed up for if it's nobody inviting me, you won't catch me. No.
Well, listen, she'll definitely be back. I'm gonna definitely get both of them back. Like I said, I got something in store for both of them to work with me to get some things. Cause when I come up with ideas, like I said, I got people in mind. And I'm like, hey, yo, this idea I got,
Please
and
always keep me in mind. I love it.
so see this podcast here is still a podcast. I take the audio and everybody in audio land, y'all hear me still, even though y'all can't see me. And then everybody in podcast land on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Y'all can see me. I think
Good.
YouTube and Twitter. Facebook might have got gypped this time, but YouTube and Twitter is still out there. I did it this way so I don't have to do the YouTube video thing. So this one just goes to all of the streaming platforms. Makes my life simple, easy because
Yeah,
it's stressful having a
it is.
podcast.
It
I'm
is.
pretty.
All of it is. That's why I'm like, I can only do one thing at a time. I can't even commit to. That's a real job. The shows that y'all have is real work.
That's why I'm every other Wednesday right now. That and right now, if y'all know, Pretty and Painted is happening March the 12th. So I'm in the process
Yes,
of behind the scenes pushing Pretty and Painted. It's happening March 12th, getting models loaded up. Tickets are still the same, $35, $50 for VIP, $50 get you unlimited alcohol. You get to paint the models, and you get a canvas. Everybody gets food. I'm feeding everybody. You can't beat these prices.
I'll be
$35
there.
gets you unlimited wine. I mean, you can't beat the prices. You just
I'm
can't. So
excited. I had a very wonderful time last year, so
listen,
I'm excited.
lately the last two have been sold out. Y'all have loved me, and there's been people from when people say people don't support. I had people that knew me support me, people I've never met before support me.
Yeah,
Louisville does know how to show support. We got to quit acting like that. And we got to quit pointing out who doesn't support and point out who does support. Uh, I
absolutely.
think because I feel like when people say, when we point out who doesn't support us, I feel like that's a knock at the people who are supporting us consistently. It's like, well, dang, I've been there for you. So Louisville does support. Make sure you support both of these ladies on here. Um, Bree is in Rainbow Blossom. She's online. She's wholesaling. She's everywhere. She's out of the country somewhere, in a few countries.
I
She's a
got
little bit. You picked up another one.
46 years now.
You said 46 stores. I heard that 46. So
Yep.
Wow.
46 stores. You feel me? So yeah.
The US. I think 20.
How your sound's going in and out. Come back. Say it again.
I think I'm in 28 right now.
28 states. 28 states. Yeah, y'all heard that? Listen, 28. That's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
Like me and Breeden came a long way too. The first episode was a couple years ago. We talking about sex magic. That was
Honey.
you said don't ask. I don't ask her for no money.
I know
but
it's right.
but
You got to be
don't
careful what you say because people think you rich if they
right.
find out
But
too much
look,
about your
look. Don't
business.
ask her. I don't care if she is. If she got a lot of money. Don't ask her for nothing. Just support and buy something. Don't ask for no discounts. Just support. She does wholesaling, so that's a discount. Wholesaling, you buy it wholesale, it's a discount. See how that works.
Yeah.
Support. Miss Day Sherelle here, more detailed. Madam Sherelle, I don't know what her name is right now. We got them
It
all.
it
Listen,
is it is both. I mean, I'm more detailed and then it's everything under, but besides just trying to like I'm building the website now, but I'll be ready to start selling the All White Experience tickets next month so that they'll give people time to
that's
prepare
definitely
for.
listen. The all white experience. It was my first one going to it. It's definitely a nice experience. To be in a room full of ladies who are comfortable in their skin, just living life, just having fun. It's amazing when you can get a group of women just to be there and have a great time. It's amazing. I had a ball.
Yes.
I definitely
I,
had a
I
lot of fun.
think I think some people are caught off guard that women can be sexually like a sex positive type of atmosphere and event without men, but there still be dick in the room in one way or another. So
I'm gonna
I'm
bring some
excited.
dildos with me this time. Watch me. I'm gonna just walk around with dildos. I walked around with the girl
Well,
had
I'm definitely trying to take the sexual part up a few notches. So I keep going back and forth on whether I'm gonna have allow phones. I almost want to have people sign NDAs, but I'm trying to have it where it is a little more sexier than it was last year.
yeah. Most
Yeah.
definitely. And speaking of sexy, the painting tip is a pajama lingerie painting tip, so y'all can come as sexy as y'all want. Make sure y'all hit up Tiffany, Sensual Bliss, for your lingerie. Sensualblisslife.com. She has plenty of lingerie, new lingerie, all colored lingerie, all size lingerie. Hit her up. Hit her up to get some lingerie. Because we going up this year. The painting tips going up. The all white experience is going up, and then stay tuned for these little series we gonna have. We gonna sit down. I'm gonna have to get them on a meeting through all their schedules, and we gonna sit down and we're gonna come up with some things for y'all because I want y'all to get the sex experience in a different way. I want y'all to learn some things and be in an environment where you can ask questions without having people judge you, look at you funny, and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So be on the lookout. Hit up Bree on Facebook, lovesectionmagiccode.com. What you doing to your phone? It's going out. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Go ahead. No, it went out again. I'm gonna type it in the type it in the comments. Nope, it went out. It went all the way out. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But listen, y'all can find Bree. Y'all know how to find her. We even had on the show. Y'all know how to find her. They Sherelle gonna have a website soon. The More Detox group is still up on Facebook and the like page. She might be on not on Facebook. Find her on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep.
You find me everywhere. Twitter. Twitter. I just like watching the porn on Twitter. Like the shit.
It's really what I use it for. I really open it up to see what porn. I love it.
And
Though.
that'd be real. That'd be
Love
real
it.
life though, because it'd be really people doing it. So I really enjoy because they're
Yes.
human, like real humans, no
Yes.
action required. So, find me everywhere. We will probably continue this. We can talk about a lot of stuff. Y'all got questions, anything? Send them to me. So the next time we do an episode, at the end of February, can y'all come back in the end of February? I didn't ask them. I just assumed they was coming back, and I was just like, come on. So at the end
Absolutely.
of
Just
February.
keep me posted.
At the end of February, we'll do this again. Next episode will be with Nurse J. Becky. I'm excited. I'll drop a flyer of her. And when y'all see her, you're going to fall in love. Okay. So, we out.
Y'all have a